Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Wargaming.net League Gold Series. My name is Benjamin Breaker Novotny.
Listen, that's a 99.
And today we are going to have two pretty strong matchups. I think they're going to be pretty close in some regards. I think the end score for both could be 5-3 or 4-4, or even taking it to tiebreaker games in both cases.
Yeah, it's possible.
So,
okay.
First one's going to be PvP Super Friends versus TCSG, and then the second one's going to be?
Elon versus a Horseman. But this one, I don't think it's not that even compared to the first match.
I don't know. I mean, I feel like Horseman's performance has kind of improved since this season has began, and
but, Elon, they also improved too.
Yeah, I mean, those guys are kind of unstoppable. They've got a full-time training regimen. But we're gonna go ahead and dive straight into the rules for the time being, guys.
Rules.
So here it is, guys. We've got two different tank compositions that a team can run up with. That's going to be the 5 tier 8s and 2 tier 7s, one that we like to call the 587. And then we've got the 686, which is 6 tier 8 tanks and a single tier 6. And then we've got our match regulations, which would be one match consisting of 2 maps and a maximum of 8 battles. One map will include 4 battles where each team plays 2 defensive rounds and each team plays 2 attacking rounds. So of course the order will be attack, attack, defense, defense, and in order to win the match for the evening, one team just needs to reach 5 points. In the event that we'll be going into a tiebreaker, the map is already predetermined, and the winning team gets 2 points, while the team that loses will get 1 point. So, you know, this is, again, just looking back at Season 2 and thinking, okay, well, it's kind of weak that, you know, in some cases we saw teams winning 1 game but getting 3 points for it.
Here's scoreboard, but, still
incorrect.
The Horseman should be a 2 win with 1 loss, so 6 points. But the Short Tiger should be 3 win with 1. Do they lose to anyone?
I can't say I remember. I really don't know.
Maybe they lose to team efficiency once, right?
Right. Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. They lose to team T once. So they should be, let me check it. They should be 8 points right now, right? So
I imagine. Well, we can go over it with the production crew during a short commercial break later on. And Phoenix, well, their team name is spelled a little bit wrong here on the standings. They've got, they haven't won any games, which is a little bit disappointing.
They got a lot of new members. Actually, there are a couple, not only 2 teams. They got 3 teams combined together, so they got time to go. I think, they are expert, but as a team, we have to got more teamwork, especially for new members.
All right, so it's worth noting that, Horseman, it's kind of a strong score lead, but yeah, as you pointed out, it's incorrect. Okay. So this is for silver. NVIDIA Ace is running undefeated. Run is at 3 points, team from Hong Kong. B Gaming?
Yeah, finally the NVIDIA versus the Run right now, and NVIDIA show up. They are front gold lead,
Yeah. And then we've got B Gaming. They're at 3 victories and 0 defeats. Pretty strong Japanese team, I guess you could say. And PvP Missionary at 2 wins, 1 defeat. LXG 2-1 as well. LOD 0 and 4. Pacific Rim 0 and 3. And Gash Plus Night Eagles at 0-4 as well.
They still struggle there.
Yeah. I guess you could say the tops and the bottoms of the standings kind of separate the men from the boys. Does that make sense? All right. And as is the... what's the word I'm looking for? The trend that we've been seeing right now. We're not seeing even a single match played on Muravanka, and no one's playing on Cliffs.
Yeah, I really expect that because of no one practice that. So maybe you got full prepare and you're gonna got some advantage on, maybe postseason or something.
Yeah. Here we go. And here we are, 5 RU251s coming out from PvP Super Friends. Accompanying them will be 2 M41 Bulldogs 587 composition. And we've got a similar composition coming from the Coalition Singapore. but they've got 3 RU-251s, 2 AMX 1390s. I like how they're kind of changing things up just a little bit.
Wait, someone was not connecting.
Uh-oh, that's right.
Roy, yeah, Roy not connected.
Don't move. Roy's not in. WGL also disconnected. WGL disconnected. We are not moving.
Okay.
All right,
okay.
so there we are. It looks like we're going to come back to us, and then I imagine what we'll probably do is take things into a short break. But, Edison, why don't you go ahead and write that out? No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, let me check.
joke.
Can I type anything? Oh, this time still can type Chinese. Oh,
Okay, so now we can type in English. Tell everyone to go ahead and connect. RE. There we go. All right, so back to the game, back to the garage, and we should be good to go. I mean, all the tanks are dancing there. They're having a grand old time, and
I have 2 back garage too.
yeah, I mean, Roy disconnected. One of our WGL accounts disconnected. I mean, you know, this is one of those. This is one of those games where we're talking about just 14 members are playing the game alone, right? 14 players are playing the game, right? 7 versus 7. 7 plus 7. 14. Then you add in the observers, which is 3 of us now. That's 17 accounts that you have to make sure are all in the game and not disconnecting.
Yeah, but no, the Codiger team, I mean the TCSG, they are from Singapore.
World's strongest internet, maybe.
Yeah, but no, the server is in Singapore. I don't know why it can be disconnected. You know.
Yeah.
You know, maybe the play on Australia, Japan, sometimes they make a problem, or like in Vietnam. Vietnam, you know, the internet connection is not that great, but Singapore, you know, I still don't see any Singapore player disconnect. Okay.
Well, I mean, that's our situation at large right now. We're trying to get everyone back into the game, and I imagine maybe, yeah, we're going to be taking things into a short break while we get everything fixed on our end, guys, so don't go away. All right, we are back, guys, and everyone in chat is saying, "Hey, Edison, really nice hair. Hey, Edison, I love you." That's great. But
Okay. I told Breaker this is my father's style.
your father's hairstyle. All right.
Okay.
I believe you. You know what? To be honest with you, ever since the day I was born, my father was bald. Let me think. Let me stop and think about this for a minute. 25 years ago, he was 37 years old, and he was bald ever since then. When I was born. I couldn't even believe that. But let's face the situation at hand right now. I mean, we have, with World of Tanks, the way that things are done typically with observer accounts and everything else, the players included and everything else in between, we've got 17 accounts all attached to the same game. And I want to think that, it's amazing that we haven't had more in the way of technical difficulties like disconnects and stuff. Because, I mean, to me, it seems like this is more like a solid product. Once you examine other 5 versus 5, 12 account games that have frequent disconnects at the beginning of a, professionally played match.
Yeah, but I think the best part of the World Team, we don't have too many hacker.
Oh yeah, that's
like
the best part.
Hacker, the map hacker, a lot of
DDoSers.
Yeah, those guys, and most of a game company cannot deal with those hackers. Most of the case, I really
know what you're talking about.
that. Yeah, but because of game design, the server style is different. So on the World of 10, we don't have such problem here.
Okay, so I mean, like, that's a blessing. It really is. I mean, yeah, you could say, well, we have to worry about disconnecting. Well, I mean, can we put TCSG in the same room as PvP, and then come on, guys, we'd have to fly them out there every week for their competitions. But I mean, no one's perfect. We're doing what we can. We've got We've been served lemons, and now we're making lemonade. Okay, so it looks like just about everyone is ready to go. It's just that we're waiting for everyone to just full-blown ready up so we can get to this game. So, let me think. 3 RU-251s and 2 AMX 50s. I really like that composition just a little bit more. It's a bit more well-rounded.
Yeah, but PvP use the same loadout with Horseman, and they use such a loadout win twice, I think. Pretty nice.
Really?
They pretty confident with the light and rush style. But TCSG also love rush, so I bet we're gonna see they rush on the middle and fight, within maybe 30 seconds.
All right, so I mean, of course, there it is, the Aufki Panther, and as you said before, Horseman did manage to win 2 games using that double tank in the tier 7, but it seems a little bit strange because we actually have an M41 Bulldog accompanying that one Panther.
But the Aqua Panther is a defensive style tank. Even it's a scout, but if you put on the defensive position, it's much better than assault position because of its gun is really accurate. So just an enemy and waiting for its coming is better. If you rush it, maybe you hit nothing there.
Alright, so here we can see PvP Super Friends spawning to the south. They're rushing up to the middle of the map, but it looks like the Coalition has already caught the west end.
Yep.
And Baby 3334 actually taking a little bit more heat than he wants to, but PvP Super Friends Muerte taking just as many hits as Baby.
Yeah, but he has problems with it. Singapore team doing much better. Oh, wow, they crashed.
There we go.
Wow.
They're just diving in. Larix just getting straight into the front lines, dealing up the damage, and Batman was the first one to fall. There goes their moral support in this fight, but in exchange, we see Baby 3334 taking down.
Oh!
Muerte goes in the background, living up to his namesake. That means dead in Spanish, and so is he. Raymond falls in the background as well. And beyond that, more PvP members. The roster is just disappearing from the rest of the map. We still have a solid 4 tanks remaining on the field for Coalition.
So fast.
There we go. So it's Little Mac. It's Little Mac versus what is left of Coalition. It looks like he isn't even bothering to fire it back. AMX 1390 RAM or?
But
Lost Baby.
I have to remember on the beginning it's quite even, but what's going on the other side? We didn't get that. I know, but on the time frame, it shouldn't be that fast.
It shouldn't be, but I mean, like, I think I had like some kind of a gut feeling that what happened there was we saw the coalition rushing out to the west end of the map. Then, of course, we had kind of a even-ish spread as we saw PvP heading up to the center of the map. Then we saw the coalition just kind of dive in there with assaulting the western end of their flank, I guess you could say. And that's how they gradually got everyone out of the game. And I believe it was Batman they focused down first. There we go. That's the problem.
Yeah, but I just wonder if someone Emmerich,
Maybe.
Yeah, but it shouldn't that fast because I didn't see anything happen. But I know there is couple tanks on the north part, but in something like 2 versus 2. But in the south part, they still didn't kill anyone. In north part, got two tanks already gone.
Yeah.
So it seems like Emmerich or something. Maybe PP is somewhat bad luck there, but because of the model is not there, observer is not there, so we didn't get it. But
yeah.
It's somewhat weird because it's too fast. Because
we need some more free cam is what we need, right?
Yeah. What's going on there? Still wonder. Okay.
So I mean that was it. We've got, of course, that was only game number 1, and I think with this level of play, we're going to see something back and forth all the way to the 8th and final game. So
okay,
let's wait and see what happens after this 90-second break, guys.
Okay.
We are back, and that was a pretty exciting game number 1 that we saw coming from TCSG and PvP Super Friends. Of course, TCSG came out on top just a little bit. It's I mean, it's a little bit, I guess you'd say a teeny bit in the way of an upset, considering, if I'm not mistaken, we've seen PvP Super Friends beat teams like Fnatic at last year's World Finals, right?
Yeah, and they win this one. They win on the Pokanovka, but it's a traditional PvP setup, and they're doing really nice on such a setup. But I just wonder what's going on there. Maybe on the second match they're gonna show a different, just say
Maybe. All right, but I mean, thus far coming from TCSG, we don't see too much in the way of deviation. They've got mostly RU251s. We don't have any switches on their tier 8s.
Maybe they're gonna have a 2M13, but
maybe. But if it's not broke, don't fix it. They use this to win game number 1. Remember?
Yeah, I think they're gonna rush again. But actually, on the first match, they didn't rush. On the old style, they love to rush like PvP, but on this match, they just stand somewhere and waiting for PvP, come in and rush out. The strategy is correct, but maybe something quite luck. I think I didn't see that, but it's too fast.
You're right.
Fast.
They went with 2 AMX 1390s this game around.
Yeah, let's same setup. They didn't change anything there.
Oh, I'm sorry. It was actually PvP Super Friends who did the 5 RU251s last game. I thought it was the other way around.
Okay.
My bad.
Okay.
And I knew this because I thought, well, wait a minute. We've got Batman, but he's not using an AMX 1390. Because he was taking the M41 Bulldog.
Yeah. They know that RU251 is really powerful, and your enemy using M13 on such scenario, I recommend PvP they have to rush and catch the TCSG on the first moment, because of when the RU251 reached the middle range, only taking like 25 to 30 seconds, and M13 need extra 6 seconds to reload. So on that moment, RU251 can shoot it twice. So they got at least 500 hit point advantage there if they can hold hit.
All right, so again, spawning to the south, we've got PvP Super Friends, and to the north, it's going to be TCSG doing, if it's not broke, don't fix it. Not once, but twice in a row. But wait a minute, PvP Super Friends is going with a different rush pattern this game around. They're going straight up to the west too.
This time they're trying to get the enemy on the first.
Oh, there we go. Exchange of fire has taken place. It has just commenced. Muerte at 10:55, 9:04. But already we see Raymond out of the game from TCSG, and not far behind him is Baby 33334. And Lacus 315 and plummeting. 205 remaining on Larix. Spec Ops is finally out of the game, but now it looks like simply from a counterplayed rush, we have PvP on top of their game. They do lose Spec Ops and Little Mac. Muerte next on the hit list. And it's a 2 versus 5 at this point. Now maybe a 2 versus 3 if we can see that finishing shot. But Last Baby 53 HP, 1 versus 3, guys. We all know how that works in tanks these days. Nice little, I guess you could say, maneuver there by Sean Gui, but it's not going to get him the win on this game, is it? Maybe, maybe not. Batman now running for dear life as he's on the reload. Dear life just passed him. And Sean Gui killed by a ram and a shot from Minuto.
Yeah, I think Batman, he already figured out what's the problem there, because your enemy got an M1390, and you got a lot of RU251. So just what I say, you got 2 shot advantage. So just rush in as soon as possible and shoot them first. After 2 rounds, they take a lot of damage there.
Yeah. And
that's it.
That's the perfect way to think of it, because now that you mention it, in game number 1, when they first how do I say this, arrived at the western end of the map, they didn't have those 2 shots like you said.
Yeah, because the reload time. They expect TCSG also rush to the middle, but no, they had to eastern first, and after reload they rush out. That's it. So this time, they want to shoot the TCSG first. That's why they go to a left side. But TCSG still there if they expect maybe if they know the problem about them. They should pull back a little bit, waiting for 5 to 6 seconds, then engage the combat.
All right, so I think if I recall this kind of phenomenon correctly, it's probably called the Yomi effect. It's something to do with the human mind and thinking about what your opponent is going to do and strategy and things like that. But I'm not entirely sure that's what it's called. We could probably talk about it a little bit after this 90-second break, guys. Don't go away.
Okay.
All right, guys, we are back, and indeed, I guess you could say the element of mind games that I was thinking of, the word that I was looking for in my mind, was known as the Yomi effects. Now, according to what I was able to find on Urban Dictionary, Yomi is a Japanese term meaning knowing the mind of the opponent. So that certainly worked out there in game number 2 for PvP.
Yeah.
Definitely. And we're already loading into game number 3. This is going to have PvP on defense.
This time the TCH using 4 RU2x1, so
2 AMX 1390s as well. And
on the earlier game they got 2 tier 7. One
yeah.
is the Bulldog. Bulldog also nearly reloaded, and now one is the APAC-ASIA. So on that moment they have 3 tanks nearly 1 stance. They only have 200.
So here we go. Ooh boy, they're just gonna rush straight up the middle. And that's something I would expect from a team that's on defense, but they've got the plan, and it looks like we're gonna have the coalition rushing off to the west side, the west end of the map. And well, they're gonna stay safely tucked away for the time being, but Batman's taking some shots out as a sniper. Not quite making anything hit, but he does get fired out there by TCS, excuse me, Baby there.
Yeah, but the position of the is not that great because of, on the right side you got a lot of cover. There is also some view on the lower part, some potential. You can see that they got a house, they got the roof, so you shoot the first shot, they cannot see you.
That is right.
Already got a couple advantage on the hit point, right?
Here comes the maneuvers.
Wow,
oh man, Sean Gui just took 3 or 4 shots all in one volley.
Yeah, and the Raymond also gonna die too. If they discover Raymond is there.
He's on the verge.
Wow, they rush out. They rush out right now.
This is exactly the opportunity that they need to seize. They've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tanks in that position now, trying to get a threshold on 4. Anuto down to 1 shot after that ram that takes his opponent out of the game. He is now gone with him as well. Batman gone in the background. Sean Gui gone. Lost Baby is lost. PvP Little Mac does look like he gets the finishing shot onto Larix, and now he himself is out of the game. This is a rush that kind of backfired on PvP just a little bit, but it's still 3 tanks to 2.
Yeah, but
and they're able to take that fight.
But it's still really close because of M13. They didn't kill the M13 on the first moment. That's why it's so tight there. But it's gonna come.
Yeah, there we go. Gone, baby, gone. There he blows. All right, so that's 2 points to 1 now.
Okay.
And
I lost my microphone,
You lost your microphone?
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
Actually, I mean, it's right there in front of you, but...
But I'm gonna relocate that.
Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe.
But no, on this match, the Singapore team, they shouldn't stand on the lower ground because PvP got the house for cover. They got a couple bush and a rock, and shooting them on the higher ground, it's really bad for the Singapore team if they want to go to the lift part. I think that's okay, but they got some different geography type in order to counter each part, but they shouldn't sit on that close range without any cover. And when you want to run or live somewhere, they cannot discover you. They cannot spot you.
Not only that, but I mean, like the element of gravity, as you said, they were on the hill. So that means when they're going downhill, that helps their acceleration rate just a little bit more. So they can rush in just a little bit faster and overtake them. They had 6 tanks ready to go, and they made it happen.
Yeah. Okay. And then when they got an advantage there, Singapore team is still trying to close the reach, get a couple shots there, and I think at least 1 tank is already gone, and another one almost died. So the PP rush out. That's it.
Yeah. Okay. So guys, that's this game in a nutshell. We'll be back in about 90 seconds. All right, guys, we are back now with the final round on Prokhorovka, and of course, it's going to be PvP Super Friends on defense yet again.
Yep.
Despite that, they like to rush up the middle in just about any case. I mean, what's the saying as it goes? Sometimes the best defense is a great offense.
Yeah, because they choose all single loader. Not all, only have 2 auto loaders. They got a lot of firepower and DPM, so they want to rush to the middle range on the first moment and trying to get a chance to kill someone like M13 first.
All right, so there we go. It's going to be 5 RU-251s and 2 M41 Bulldogs for PvP. And the same old loadout coming from TCSG. Now, stopping to think about this for just a minute, I mean, this, again, we have to stop and think about the Yomi effect. Are we going to see a huge difference coming from the play of the Coalition?
Yeah, but, if I were the Singapore team, maybe they can choose some route like this. They don't have to engage on the first moment because they're up again once. They're gonna shoot. They have to fight him without any ammo there. Really bad.
Oh man, they're all just piling up over that hill.
Wow.
There's a rock that protects Spec Op as well as Kyo, but Kyo looks like he may be focused down nonetheless.
Wow,
Larix very close to falling himself.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was one shot there. Okay, so now we've got Anuto and Atari.
Wow,
nice,
so close right now.
Yeah, nice flanking fire there. I mean, they take down a couple more tanks, but I mean, PvP Super Friends kind of still, I don't know, it's even. It's 2 even to tell. It's
yeah,
3 versus 3.
Even.
It's 4 versus 3 right now in favor of PvP. Just so I say that. Lost Baby now at 109, and he's about to get shot out of that game.
It's still 2-3 right now.
2-3 at this moment. They're up 1 tank.
2-1.
Uh-oh.
Oh, he
nice
cannot
ram
get
there.
it. Wow.
Anuto rams and fires the last shot to get him out of the game. Is that the 59-16, the Chinese 59-16? It looks like it. Quite weak, but fragile as well, but gets 1 kill.
Yeah, but I just wonder why not the Singapore team, go to the East Village, waiting for reloading every time. If you want to engage that fast, you have to get some ammo, right? So you cannot shoot anything while you go there, and your enemy gonna shoot you twice, and you gonna start to shooting to that.
Well, I mean, like that's map number 1. We've got 3 points for PvP Super Friends. A little bit, I guess you could say, a little bit surprising.
Yeah, but actually, the rush style of PvP is not that hard to break because you got autoloader, you just go to a spot, waiting for 5 to 6 seconds and then rush out, and if you want to rush, take that moment is fast, right? But I just wonder why TCHG didn't take any other route or didn't hold for 5 to 6 seconds.
You know what I'm wondering? Why doesn't anyone play Why doesn't anyone play maps besides Prokhorovka and Steps?
I don't know why.
Oh man!
Right. we seldom see any map on beside the
Himmelsdorf, Prokhorovka, and Steps. The 3 most played maps
and
right
even
now.
Himmelsdorf only like Horseman play that one. Horseman versus the PvP, right?
I think so. Yeah.
On the last week, I think that's the 2 weeks only one Himmelsdorf, and we didn't ever see any map beside. Besides these 2,
I'm not the guy who's in charge of the teams. Okay, so we'll be back in just a few minutes with map number 2 on Steps. Don't go away, guys. All right, guys, we are now back, and this is going to be map number 2. The score is
Let's
3-1 in
Yeah.
favor of PvP.
But for the map is really easy to defend. If the defense side they know how to use a binocular, it's quite easy to defend. I think. I'm not sure if the PvP they're gonna rush again because of they already got 1 point, 2 point advantage if they can take more defensive style and start the defense side because they got 2 points on the defense side. If they take the chance, they can win this one because of this map. On my previous experience, I seldom see any assault team, winning. If the defense team they know how to use the binocular, they don't have to rush out and reset a capture. They can use the binocular, and then can
just sniper shot, right?
Yeah, sniping anyone who capturing. But
okay.
Last time I saw the team efficiency, they use the M44 as artillery. So their opponent was trying to camp on the northeast, and they use artillery to bump them. But finally, they didn't work out because of the DPM is quite low, I think.
I mean, yeah, that's basically, I guess you could say in some ways how artillery doesn't really work out as a viable play. At least not tier 6 guns, but at the same time, if you're not using a tier 6 artillery piece, then a tier 8, well, that detracts from your heavy tank loadout as well as your light tank
maybe
loadout.
Only taking like 100 or something like 100, but you only got 7 minutes. And when you reach any position can using your artillery, maybe you already taking like 2 minutes, 3 minutes, and you got 4 minutes left to shoot a couple times. And how many times you can hit that is a big problem.
Yeah, I mean, especially versus light tank loadouts. You fire a shot, they move just 5 feet, boom.
Yeah, you hit anything. Next round maybe keep missing.
All right, so for the time being, we're still waiting for some of these tankers to get into the game. It's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 RU-251s, 2 M41 Bulldogs coming from PvP.
And on this map, for the assault team, the key point still be how to capture without be spotted. So maybe use other cover or something, because there is cover bush. But if you hide behind the bush, your enemy might know that. If they cannot see anything, they cannot flash out there. But if you can, hide some, I don't know, but for assault team, the primary key is still be how to capture there and force the defense team go out.
All right, I mean, yeah, it's basically
really hard.
Yeah, it can be very difficult to do, and I mean, if we see PvP Super Friends win the next 2 games in a row, that means we immediately dive into our next set between Elong and
Horseman.
Yeah. But I mean, again, that's just going to depend on how the score is cut between both teams, what kind of performance we have. Are there any trump cards or wild cards that we're going to see getting pulled out from either team? Any insta wins, things like that.
Yeah.
Typically,
I really wonder why so many teams they choose a step. It's quite an even map. I mean, for the defense team, it's really easy to win. Not that easy, but if you didn't make it back mistake, you're gonna win that one. There's something like a hammerstove, but I just wonder why they always choose the step because of on the play style. Hammerstove also a very strong defensive map.
Right. Ooh, six tier 8 tanks and an AMX-12T. Okay, I think we can see what the plan for TCSG is going to be.
And
capture.
Not only that, because of PvP do not have any heavy tanks. That means they cannot attack it.
So I mean, Edison was just saying at the loading screen that there are no heavy tanks coming from PvP. So
yeah. That means they're gonna be really more mobile defensive strategy. That means they're gonna use a lot of light tank rush east or rush to the south and trying to find anyone along there. Like it's a Singapore team that choose a lot of auto loaders. So if the auto loaders stick together, the PvP cannot fight them directly, they're gonna lose that one. Except the Singapore team, those players go with really bad placement. If they miss any shot, they may lose that. But
here we are, the exchange of fire taking place at this very moment. There was a hit just now in the Sean Gul and his AMX-12T. He took very little damage. I mean, like, given the fact that he's got, only 600 HP, that's not too terribly severe of a hit, but at the same time, it detracts from the overall damage output of the team as a whole. So there we go, Little Mac taking a...
Wow, Little Mac almost
nasty chunk, yeah. Nasty chunk on Little Mac there. He's down at 346. 716 on Muerte as well, who's been living up to his namesake as one of the guys that dies a lot on his team. But
on the exchange is quite even, but Little Mac almost down, and Batman also almost down too.
Oh, Sean Gray's one shot, but just as we see Batman and Atari dive in, one of them gets knocked out again.
Also down too.
Yeah, 42 HP, one shot, then he was taken out.
Yeah, someone gonna take the Little Mac right now.
And Nuto totally surrounded. Sean Gray was alive, but is now gone. It's 3 versus 1. In KO's position. Exchange of fire will continue, and will it be a ram that gets him out? Maybe not. He's just pushing him back and knocks him out of the game. Okay. Now it's Spec Ops versus 4 tanks. Is he gonna get it or not?
No.
I don't think so. I mean, we have to be real about this. Very seldom do we see. When was the last time we saw a 1 versus 5 that had the 1 tank win?
Yeah, but it's not a SPF game, I think.
Right.
Sometimes the SPF, if you only got 1, it's really like Superman.
Yeah.
You can kill 5, but World Tank is not that stuff. But on this match, the TCH should show up, how to use the auto loader. Just stick it together. No one can rush in because of, PP choose 5 RU251 with 2 auto loader. It's a bulldog. But if the PvP they choose more defensive strategy, maybe they can win this one. But all light tank and I got all. Most of my tanks are auto loaded. I cannot rush you. Let's say.
Yeah, I mean, like, I have to say, I wasn't expecting them to pull out the win with the AMX-12T on their roster, but it worked out in the end.
Yeah, but I think that originally they cannot use the 12T for capture because of it's the most tiny tier 6.
Yeah.
And it got really high camera ratio, even as movie.
I mean, yeah, that's basically, we saw the trend. Elong's tried it before. They're the best team. Yeah. They're basically the best team in APAC as of Season 2. And, I mean, they just never really got to that stage. That is to say, our Singaporean team. But, I mean, right now, they're up. They are at 2 points with PvP at 3.
Yep.
Question is, can they take the next 3 in a row? Or are we going to see a tiebreaker game? What's going to happen? Are we going to see PvP take the next 2 and then win it outright? Well, we're going to have to find out in about 90 seconds. Don't go away, guys.
Okay.
All right, guys, we are back now, and this is going to be game number 2 on map number 2. That would be Prokhorovka. Score is 3-2-2.
It's step.
That's what I meant to say. Steps. Sorry. Steps, Prokhorovka, they all look the same these days, my bad.
Okay.
But I mean, if you stop and examine the climate of both maps, they're very similar.
Okay, this time the PvP choose more defensive selection right now. They got T32, they got T69. Because as you know, T69 is really nice to counter the light tank. So they expect the TCHG gonna choose the light tank again.
All right. I mean, I've got nothing against that. The T32, T69, great tanks in there. And I mean, as long as we see PvP on the defensive, and as long as they know what their opponents are going for, they'll be in a great spot. Once you stop and examine, I mean, of course, the distance between their spawning point and capture point 1 and 2 on this map, it's not as cold or it's not as difficult as it could be with, say, Himmelsdorf, where you've got the capture point 1, like, all the way out at the west end of the map, just as easily accessible by the offense team.
Yeah. Because of the geography type, they got a couple show here on the show range on the northeast, so they can use the T32, T29, and doing really nice for defense. But if you are on the Himmelsdorf, it's not that easy because of if you can hit enemy can hit you too. So it's totally different.
And I mean, of course, capture point 2 is just focused in, on Himmelsdorf. Yeah. Capture point 2 is just, of course, in the defending team's base. But let's see how things are going to go here. There's a T37 and AMX 1390, two AMX 1390s, T32. Something's just now getting switched out from PvP, I might add.
Yeah, but I expect the Singapore team, they're going to have the same loadout, I guess.
Okay, so, of course, another two AMX 1390s coming from TCSG as well. Are you 251? Maybe. I don't know. It's a little bit interesting to note that I feel like maybe the tank selection should have been finalized by now. But PvP is ready to go. Are you 251?
Yeah, okay. And Nara should be auto-loader, I guess. Oh, yeah. M13?
Right. That's a lot of AMX 1390s coming out of...
yeah, but, this time not that easy. Not that easy. Because of PvP choose T69.
Of course. The T69s automatically hard counter the AMX 1390s. We have the game getting started now. And if we just see what the tank loadout is, that would be great. There we are. Ask and ye shall receive. 4 AMX 1390s, 2 RU251s, AMX 12T. It will be for TCSG. 1 T32, two T69s, 2 AMX 1390s, an RU251, and a T37 coming from PvP Super Friends. All right, so I mean that's two. I guess you could say AMX 1390 hard counters, if you will.
Yeah, and this time we're gonna hold the northeast this time. Maybe use a T37 here. Let's go.
All right. Here
T32
we are.
Come here. T69 here. Couple lighting. Let's go here.
Okay.
And they're gonna use a 12T for capture.
Yeah, let's see how this works out. I mean, like, right at this very moment, we don't have PvP Super Friends budging too terribly far away from their base, but given the amount of, I guess you could say, damage output available from their team, it wouldn't be necessary for them to do that.
Yep.
We're talking about RU251s wielding mostly 90mm cannons compared to the 105s. I believe that would be available on the T32, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's not necessary here to use 105 because if you use a 90mm gun, you got a lot of shooting chance because of the DPM. The DPM on when T32 use a 90mm gun, the DPM is higher than 105. And another reason is the 90mm gun, the gun have really high penetration compared to 105. At least 30 more penetration. And accuracy much better. So on many cases, T32 don't have to use the Top Gun. I mean the 105. They can just use the 90mm gun.
All right. So I mean the spread here coming from PvP is pretty nice, but I feel like they're ready to intercept what might come from TCSG in this game in Peculiar. But I mean. it looks like right now I wouldn't say there's a whole lot of nothing happening. It's just that I feel as though before TCSG is going to make that move, they're going to set up a really nice ambush. They're going to set up a really nice position to make sure that they can light up anything that comes in to prevent their capture. But as I say that, there's a T-37 on the prowl to the southern end of the map.
Wow.
And Kyo is now really, really rushing to get out there in that.
Yeah, but you know, if someone discovered him, he won't live there. I think it maybe he still save his life, but you know, it's really, really hard for him to live there.
Mm-hmm. All right. So the game resumes, but where does it go is the real question.
Okay, it seems you know they don't want to use the capture strategy right now, or they cannot. I'm not sure, but you know, wherever they go, you know, PP cannot camp on the northeast. So, if they want to capture on the capture circle 2 and capture circle 1, and you know, when they check the enemy's attention, they're trying to rush on the south. Even though they do that, your enemy still all on the northeast part. So when you rush in, you only have 5 tanks or 4 tanks. You cannot get any advantage there. So,
I mean, I feel like this move is something that hasn't been too well practiced coming from PvP Super Friends, but Muerte is about to get cut husband, in fact, and he is being lit up. But let's not forget that...
Yeah, he have to run as soon as possible.
Yeah, he's only got 690 HP on that thing, now worn down to 257. I don't think getting away is going to be an option here, Edison.
Yeah, but you know, he still got a chance, but T-37 is not that fast. But PvP, like Russia right now, they
Lyrics
know
is
you're
caught.
not there, so they're trying to get someone long on the north part, but they get one.
Lyrics is caught. He
has
been
bounced.
picked up on.
His
No,
bounce.
that shot was not a bounce.
Oh, okay.
He's
missed,
returning
not
fire.
bounce. Okay.
Kyo's looking like he's ready to
Wow,
intercept,
but
and he
he
might
need-
just do so.
Yeah, but he did it.
Oh my god. Oh my god. One more, he's sealed out. One more. There it
Okay.
goes. But now Kyo is looking like he's going to get lit as well. It's AMX 1390 versus AMX 1390. And of course, in this situation, the one with the more HP is the one that wins the
Wow,
fight.
he ran him.
But just as I say that, Batman and Antari
Yes,
come to the
okay.
rescue. Kyo is still alive to fight for a few more minutes. 5 tanks remaining on the Coalition. PvP Super Friends more or less the same with their armor and HP, but they have to fire
it's bounced.
back. Uh-huh.
Yeah, but you know, I think the reaction of the Singapore team is somewhat late because of when you when you see the enemy on the south part and trying to rush them. That means you don't have too many power on the northwest. That's why PvP rush out. On that moment, they have to go run. These guys, I mean the M13, RU251, and the 112T shoot. Oh no, 2 RU251 with 1. Oh no, on the Singapore team, sorry.
Yeah.
The M13, RU251 with 12T. The 3 tank have to run as soon as possible because of your enemy already know you split 2 parts. But you know, I don't know why they still stand there. On the first moment, if they run, I don't think they gonna got any damage there.
Well, for the time being, I mean, this is a game that is heavily favored for PvP Super Friends. If they win this round, ouch. If they win this round, I mean, they'll essentially be geared to take the set, as that will put them at 4 points.
Yep.
But we've seen bigger comebacks happen before, I think. Baby can't move here. He's been, no, he hasn't been tracked.
Oh.
But he did. He's taken out of the game. It's 2 tanks remaining on the Coalition, and I think right now they're discussing strategy to go into the next game. Not so much trying to actually win this. Spec Ops now at 1 shot, 5 HP, and there's a nice ram coming from Batman here. Spec Op does miss that last shot, and Lacus from TCSG does get the connecting hit, but alas, 5 tanks is 5 tanks, and 0 tanks is 0 tanks. PvP wins with the score now at 4-2.
Yeah, but you know, this time I think the Singapore team, you know, their reaction is quite not that good because of when your enemy know you split, you better run to somewhere, you know, because they already rush out.
I mean, it's kind of like the Yomi effect as well. I mean, once you stop and think about it, we've got 2 games on offense and then 2 games on defense. In game number 1 on offense there, I mean, PvP saw what their opponents were doing, and they're like, okay, we have to do something to counter that from the get-go. And at tank selection, they got a T-32 and 2 T-69s. That's how they countered it.
Yeah, they're going to take more defensive, but, you know, when the Singapore team, they're trying to go to the south part and trying to kill T-37, you know, 4 tank is chasing him. That means on the north part, you only got 3, so that's why PvP all rush out. They know, okay, if they rush to the south, maybe they cannot catch them. So they're trying to get the close one. And, you know, Singapore team, they didn't live there. If they, on the south part, you know, maybe on the north side, they already see, okay, you already rush out, maybe you can run some play, and on the south part, they can take a chance to kill someone or take a capture point. You know, the capture, maybe they can pull back, and on the northwest part of the 3 tank, maybe had a chance to shoot enemies back, because you live there first and capture, and force they come back. You got a chance to go, but they just stand there and they kill first. You know.
I mean, not only that, I feel like with that maneuver to take capture point number 2, about at the 4-minute, 3-minute 30 mark, that was. I feel like the execution of it wasn't that solid. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but you know, the capture, they cannot capture and win, but you know, you can capture and you know,
force an ambush.
Yeah,
right.
Force them come back. You know, not just only for capturing.
All right, so that again puts the score at 4-2. Right now, if we want to see TCSG have a chance of winning this, what they're going to have to do is win the next 2 games and then win the tiebreaker. But conversely, we could just see PvP Super Friends win any one of the next 3 games. Let's find out who, or excuse me, any one of the next 2 games. Let's find out who it's going to be after the short 90-second break. Don't go away. All right, guys, we are back now with what potentially could be the final game of our best of, I guess you could say, our best of 2 maps.
Yeah, but you know, this time the TCSG got the defensive side. So
I mean,
not that easy, I think.
Right. I feel like every game that we've seen PvP play against the TCSG in the second round on offense or defensive, or on offense or defense, PvP has done just a little bit better in the following match. Does that make sense? Like, game number 1, TCSG wins. Game number 2, PvP is like, oh, you like to do that? We like to do this.
Yeah, PvP know how to counter that, and you know, but sometimes I still hard to explain that. I don't know why, you know, such a experienced team like PvP, they would rush to the use a single shooter to rush to the autoloader, you know. It's quite weird.
A little bit.
Yeah.
But I mean, if they're in low numbers and if you can focus those auto loaders out of the game first, guess what? You're removing a huge chunk of damage from the enemy team. And let's not forget how fragile the AMX 1390 is. Although it is a light tank, the engine's in front. I'm not sure how easy it is to hit the ammo rack, but if it takes a hit, you're looking at 80-second reloads.
Yeah, it's really hard to, you know, like blow out, but, you know, got some damage. But in most cases, the M13 is get on fire more than damage the ammo rack.
All right. I just think it's a little bit impressive. I don't remember seeing any of the tanks catching on fire in today's matches just yet, but maybe
today no, but the M13 is somewhat, compared to the ammo rack, the engine is much weaker.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. I'm piloting an AMX 1375 right now, and it's just a pain in the rear to manage. Sometimes it's like, oh boy, I have to turn my back to my enemy every time I want to fight them.
Okay.
But looks like we're almost ready to go. So on offense here from PvP, we've got 2 T69s and a Pershing.
Oh, Pershing?
2 AMX 1390s, an RU-251, a single RU-251.
2 T69 Pershing. Okay, I cannot expect anything right now, but something might. On the play style, PP really love to assault. So on the assault side, they're gonna choose more aggressive style, I think.
I'm with you on that note. Okay, so 2 RU-251s and a T-49.
Oh, a T-49.
Coming from our defensive
team.
Two
T-49.
2 T-49s. Wow. Okay.
Okay, a T-49 is quite defensive weapon, but somewhat it really depends on your luck.
It is. I mean, like at the distance that they will be firing their 152 millimeters.
Yeah, 152.
152s. It's gonna. I mean, that's a distance that I know an AMX 1390 can dodge. But what about a Pershing or a T69? Those are mediums.
But the Pershing, the gun of the Pershing is really nice. So he can shoot anything. But I mean, the accuracy is quite nice. But compared to RU-251, it should still be not that accurate. But I think the most accuracy of gun here should be the Pershing. RU-251 also nice, but sometimes not that stable.
All right, so PvP Super Friends.
Rush to East Power.
Capture point 2. I like that. At this
if they
peculiar
can
moment.
go to the capture point 2 and reach there, make up a defensive circle, because they got Pershing, they got 2 T69. They can kill 2 light tank on the first moment.
And it's worth noting for the time being that both sides might just lose their T-37s very early in the game. In fact, Shangui and his T-37 has just been taken out of the game. We see that RU-251s to the northwest end of the map are actually relocating themselves at this very moment, and the AMX 1390 there as well is going to be joining them very soon. Roy Mia is now looking like he's got the same thing in mind. Okay, so right now PvP's plan has been cut onto in some ways, but it looks like we've got Coalition not quite ready to intercept it at this moment just yet. Capture is initiated, but that was just a pass through, it looks like.
Yeah, and right now the T-69 force the light tank coming,
The question is, are those T-49s ready? We can see them repositioning close to the spawn point for PvP Super Friends, or Coalition.
Yeah, but whatever. Oh,
Batman was just one-shotted and knocked out of the game.
That's power of a T-49. Wow.
Did he hit the ammo rack?
No, it's T-49.
I mean, like, this still puts PvP Super Friends up 1 tank. Besides that, Batman is a better commander for his team when he's dead. It's going to be Nuto and Roy Amia duking things out in the middle. Of course, for the time being, we still have our PvP team up 1 tank.
Yeah, but even the T-49 should already kill 2, but but the T-49 still with full health, I guess.
Yeah, 581 on Raymond.
Yeah, oh, coming again.
Oh,
he
man.
missed it this time.
He missed. Anuto's totally surrounded in this position. Raymond looks like he could get knocked out of the game by Muerte. And Anuto, speaking of Muerte, Anuto is gone.
It's so close right now. The problem is still on the T-49. Yeah, if he can kill someone there.
There we go. I mean, he's out.
He's missing again. Wow. He didn't shoot the bulldog near him, but shoot another one far away.
Yeah, and Little Mac is getting chased at this very moment. Spec Ops trying to regroup with his teammates. This is a game that might be a little bit hard fought there for PvP. Is the engine hit on that Little Mac? Is it hit? He's moving a little slow.
No. He's shooting the ground. That's the problem about a T-49. If the T-49 can kill him, They shouldn't in so struggle here. Wow. Missing,
right.
missing, keep missing.
It's almost 2 versus 2 at this particular moment in the game. PvP Super Friends Little Mac in a lot of trouble, lit and out of the game, but this is now a 2 versus 1, and the question is, can TCSG's Lost Baby run away? It looks like he's just going straight into his doom. He's forced between Kyo and Spec Op, and it looks like Spec Op is going to be able to shut him out.
Yeah, they got 2 tanks, so they got really nice chance to win.
How does he miss that shot? Okay, there we go. And got it.
You know, the problem is still on the T49. If the T49 didn't miss so many runs, no,
we saw what happened when it hit Batman.
Yeah, but you know, first one is 1 shot, 1 kill. The second one, he take like 500 damage. After this, no one hit, no one shoot anything.
It certainly is the more exciting moment in the game when you've got the lightest tank with the heaviest cannon in Tier 8.
Yeah, but you know, I saw the PP doing so right strategy there, but you know, they also almost lose that if they doing things right and lose that is really bad luck. But you know, finally the T49 is still unstable. You know.
All right, so I mean that's going to put the end score at 5-2, and that's 2 points for TCSG.
No, 3 points right now.
No, I mean 3 points for PvP Super Friends because they won.
4 points.
What? 4 points?
They got 4 points.
At the end of that last game?
Yeah, they got 4 points.
Wait 1 moment. You've been kicked from the lobby, good sir. Are you sure? Because I mean that was actually game number 1 with PvP Super Friends on offense, wasn't it? I have to stop and think about this for a minute.
Someone kicked me.
Wait, yes. Okay, so the score was actually 3-1 at the end of the first map. Then PvP won 1. They lost 1 round on defense. They won another round on defense.
Yeah, so you went on PvP, right? And
so that's 4.
Yeah, so it's 4 versus 2. 4-2 right now.
No, because just now it was PvP Super Friends on offense. Right?
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4-3.
All right, guys.
It's 4-3 right now.
It's 5-3 Edison. They won 3 points on the first map. That was the third round we were playing on second map. I think. Okay, so we're going to show you guys this season's... It's all good. It's all good. We're all tired, man. We're all tired. It's late. Okay, so...
My bad.
It's all right. It's all right. We're going to show you guys some season highlights, and we'll be back in just a few minutes. Don't go away. WD-40 is missing every shot that he's surrounding, or excuse me, circling, but while 4.
Yeah, the quarter gonna shoot him 10 miles. Okay.
Now he's gone. So it's a 1-for-1 exchange in that particular instance. TY Killer being focused down. Zeratul actually taking a good chunk as well. And TY Killer is poised to fall, indeed he will. Spawnster now next on the hit list. It's coming from Front Mission.
Yep.
And Fresh Meat is struggling to stay alive here. He gets rammed, but he's still alive.
Yeah.
Does he hit off spin? Does he hit off spin?
Oh, he's reloaded.
Yes, they are. He is going to detract from the tank count at the front lines fight. Here it is. Batman is at the front lines. I have a feeling he's not going to be able to do much longer. Boom!
Second, I think.
Yeah. Wow. All right, so the rest of the lineup from Team Efficiency is looking, or PvP rather, is looking very strong in this present location, but Team Efficiency is looking like they're going to try and overpower that position. Oh my god, this is amazing! Look at the way they piled into this! Team Efficiency now lighting up PvP Super Friends, and Nuto's taken out of the board! Juice and Sly Fox are now focusing down, it looks like Icewater, no, I'm sorry, different target. And now, for the moment, Bogart is struggling for dear life.
Wow,
running
can I
into the
feel
hills.
the ice water? What tank he hit
It looks like, I think he was actually, he was tracking on it. Here we go. Colin is exposed there, and it looks like he's about to get wrapped around, but not before Baby 3334 takes a ton of damage. He's still alive.
Wow.
And then, wow. 1-for-1 there. And Lyrics is struggling for dear life there. He gets sealed out of the game. Sean Gould getting a little bit overzealous, but Hitmen or Horsemen here are looking pretty strong. Goya Mia is next on the menu, and he is getting diced up, eaten alive, and tossed out of the game.
Oh, he come here. No, he missed it.
Oh man, did he?
Wait, he missed
Similar is being focused down yet again. There we go. He's taken down by Comics. Come on, yes!
Wow.
And now it is a 2 versus 1. And I wonder if Charlotte Tiger. Wait, I'm sorry, 2 versus 2. Oh my God! Shinozaki now the last remaining tank on his team. If he can get both of those, he gets him. He gets him. Shinozaki's now got to hit. He gets him! He gets him! Charlotte Tiger wins. Just gonna dive straight into this. Griffin getting the cage. Botek is as well, and it's not gonna be Botek that falls first. It's a 1-for-1 exchange. Blade down to 1 HP now as his engine catches on fire, and he gets knocked out of the game. Fresh speed at 218, and now out of the game. Sponsor diving and frantically into the front lines. Not getting extremely low and taken down. Take a hit to the ammo rack. HP at one moment, then taken out of the game. Bingo Bongo now chasing down Comics and running for his life.
Try to ram it.
Atari, the ram from Help Me Please is backfired. He does. He succeeds. Nice. Batman going for the capture, not aiding his teammate. I don't understand the decision.
He missed it.
Both sides get a bounce. Both sides get a bounce. Okay, from the rear, and he's gonna get thrown out of this game.
Again. Wow.
Cam, and it looks like we're getting it just as the ball in the middle of the map, close to the capture circle, is happening. I'm sorry. That is... Where on earth are we right now? Indeed, I mean, Plateau falls, it's 1-for-1 exchanges, 2 tanks fall from both teams.
Oh, don't do that. You know, the M30 run and shoot, I really had that because we got really low rate.
Yeah, I mean, we can see 2 misses in a row, but at the same time...